Hello students, in today's video we'll see a numerical example on preparation of final accounts. Now this is the second example. The first example we have seen without adjustments. That means in that example it was assumed that the accountant has taken into consideration all the adjustments, all the outstandings or prepaids into consideration while preparing the trial balance. But in actual practice, that doesn't happen. After preparing the trial balance, certain important things are come to the knowledge of the accountant. So this is the example in which we will see how the adjustments have to be made. So the trial balance is given. Trial balance as on 31st March 2020. So in the regular format, the trial balance is given, particulars, debit rupees and credit rupees. So the capital is rupees 20,000, sundry debtors 5,400, drawings 1,800, machinery 7,000, sundry creditors 2,800, wages 10,000, purchases 19,000, opening stock 4,000, bank balance 3,000, carriage charges 300, salaries 400, rent and taxes 900 and sales rupees 29,000. So both the sides of trial balance total is 51,800. Now they have given the additional information. First information is about the closing stock. It was 1,200. Then second adjustment is outstanding rent and taxes rupees 100. Third adjustment is charge depreciation on machinery at 10%. Wages prepaid rupees 400. So now in this, from this trial balance, we need to identify which items will go to the trading profit and loss account and which ones will go to the balance sheet. Now the first item given in the trial balance is capital. Now capital, as we know, should go to the liabilities side of a balance sheet. Sundry debtors is the current asset of a business, so it will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then drawings should be deducted from the capital on the liabilities side of balance sheet. Machinery will be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet. Sundry creditors will be shown on the liabilities side of balance sheet, since it is the amount payable to the suppliers of raw materials. Wages is a direct expense and therefore it will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Purchases also are shown to the debit side of trading account. Opening stock is the first item that will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Bank balance is a current asset and therefore it will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. Carriage charges will be shown to the debit side of trading account. Salaries are indirect expenses and therefore they will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. Rent and taxes also are indirect expenses and therefore they will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account. And sales, as we know, will be shown to the credit side of trading account. And then once we finish putting these items in the respective statements, that is trading profit and loss account and balance sheet, then we have to look at the adjustments one by one. So let us see how the example can be solved. So students, now let us see how to solve this example based on the adjustments to be made in the final accounts. So we prepare a trading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020. So this is a format for trading profit and loss account. It is divided into two parts: particulars amount, particulars amount. This is the debit side, this side, and this is the credit side of the trading profit and loss account. So first item that will appear to the debit side of trading account is the opening stock. So we write the opening stock to the debit side to opening stock. So in the given example, the amount of opening stock is rupees 4,000. So we write 4,000 in the amount column. After opening stock, immediately we have to write the purchases. So normally in the examples, these items are fixed. Opening stock is most of the times given. Purchases are always given. So next item will be two purchases. So the amount of purchases is rupees 19,000. After that, the next direct expense that will be shown to the debit side of trading account is wages. To wages. Now here one important thing to note is that regarding wages, there is an additional information or adjustment entry to be made. The fourth adjustment, that is wages prepaid, they are 400 rupees. So since we have to make the adjustment, we will write the amount of wages given in the trial balance in the inner column. So the amount of wages is rupees 10,000. We write it here because we have to make an adjustment on that. After that, we'll leave two lines and we'll see what is the other direct expense. The other direct expense is to the carriage charges. So we write to carriage charges. So the carriage charges are direct expenses and the amount is rupees 300. So we have finished with all the debit side items of trading account. Now we come to the credit side. So on the debit side we show the purchases and credit side we show the sales. So we write here buy sales. So in the given example the sales are rupees 29,000. Then we'll just show the total. We are not going to take the total right now. We'll take the totals after making the adjustments. After this totals, we have to leave one line. We don't know whether there's a gross profit or gross loss. So we have to leave one line and then continue with the indirect expenses on the debit side of the profit and loss account. Here the trading account ends and after this the profit and loss account begins. So to the debit side of profit and loss account, we'll show all the remaining expenses. So the first expense that will be shown to the debit side of profit and loss account is salaries. So to salaries. The amount of salaries is rupees 400. So we write it in the amount column. Then the next expense is to rent and taxes. Now there's an adjustment to be done on rent and taxes. The second adjustment, outstanding rent and taxes rupees 100. So again we'll write the amount in the inner column. The amount is rupees 900. We have to make an adjustment. So we'll have to write it in the inner column. So about the debit side of profit and loss account, only these two expenses are given. So we write it like this. Credit side, there are no any indirect incomes. So we'll keep it blank. So after this, we go to the balance sheet. Okay, so we'll see the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet. So we write balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. It has liability side, amount column, asset side, amount column. So first we'll see the liability side. The first item that will appear on the liability side of the balance sheet is the capital. So we will write capital and it has to be written in the inner column because we have to add the net profit or we have to deduct the net loss, and if there are drawings then those drawings will be deducted from the capital. So whatever capital balance is there, that balance will be written in the inner column. So write 20,000. So we'll leave 2-3 lines after this and then we'll see which other liability is there. Now there is one more liability, that is sundry creditors. So we'll write here sundry creditors. The amount of sundry creditors is rupees 2,800. So this side is over. Now we come to the asset side. We'll see which all assets are there, or which all assets are given. So on the asset side, first we'll take the bank balance. They've given the bank balance, or you can call it as cash at bank. Bank balance. So the amount is rupees 3,000. We write it in the amount column. After that, another current asset is debtors or sundry debtors. So the amount of sundry debtors given is rupees 5,400. After that, we will see the another asset, that is machinery. So now regarding machinery, they have given an adjustment. Third point, charge depreciation on machinery at 10%. So we write it in the inner column. The value of machinery is rupees 7,000. So now we have taken all the items that are given in the trial balance, and then we'll do the adjustment entries. Okay. So one by one we'll see what are the adjustment entries. Now the first adjustment entry is closing stock is rupees 1200. So as I told you earlier, every adjustment entry will have two effects. One effect will be shown on the in the income statement, another effect will be shown in the balance sheet. Now the first adjustment is closing stock. Now as I told you earlier, closing stock is shown to the credit side of trading account by closing stock. So the amount of closing stock given is rupees 1200. This is one effect. Another effect of closing stock will be shown on the assets side of balance sheet. So now here for machinery we have to make an adjustment. So we'll leave two lines here and then we'll write the amount of closing stock. It is a current asset of the business and therefore it will be shown on the asset side of balance sheet. 1200. Amount of closing stock rupees 1200. Then we go to the second adjustment. Second adjustment is outstanding rent and taxes rupees 100. Okay, so rent and taxes we have taken to the debit side of profit and loss account. Now there is outstanding rent and taxes. That means this is the amount of rent and taxes paid during the year. In addition to this, there is an outstanding amount of rupees 100. That means for this particular year, the total amount of expense on rent and taxes is 900 plus 100. So that outstanding amount we'll have to add over here. Add outstanding 100. We take the total to the amount column, rupees 1000. Then the other effect of this outstanding rent and taxes, it is a liability. It is due. You have to make the payment to the this payment of rent and taxes which is outstanding. So it will be shown as a liability on the liabilities side of balance sheet. So here there is no adjustment to be made. Immediately you can write here outstanding rent and taxes rupees 100. Then we'll see the third adjustment. Charge depreciation on machinery at 10%. So we have shown the machinery in the balance sheet on the asset side. So the value of machinery is 7,000 rupees. On this we have to charge depreciation at 10%. So on 7,000 we have to deduct the depreciation less depreciation at 10%. So on 7,000, 10% comes to rupees 700. From 7,000 we deduct rupees 700. The value of machinery which will be taken to the amount column is rupees 6,300. So this is one effect of this adjustment. From the machinery we deducted the depreciation and we are showing the net value of machinery in the amount column. The second effect will go to the profit and loss account debit side. Since it is an indirect expense of a business, it will be shown as a expense. So you can write here to depreciation on machinery. So the amount calculated is rupees 700. So we write here 700 rupees is the depreciation on machinery. Then after that another adjustment that has to be made is related to fourth point, wages prepaid rupees 400. So wages we have shown to the debit side of trading account here. There it is said that prepaid amount, out of this the amount which is for the future period, we have already made advance payment. That means this is not the total amount of wages for the year, something less. Okay, some out of this 400 rupees belongs to the next year. So we have to show only the expenses for the current year. So from this we will deduct the amount of prepaid wages. So less prepaid 400. We deduct this, and to the outer column we'll write 9600 as the net amount of wages. Now we know that prepaid expenses are taken as current assets on the asset side of balance sheet. So this same amount we will show on the assets side of balance sheet as a current asset. We'll call it as prepaid wages rupees 400. It is taken as a current asset. So now we have finished with all the adjustments. Now we can find out whether there is a gross profit or gross loss to the business. So now since we have finished with all the adjustments, we'll take the total of the trading account. So first what we'll have to do is we'll have to take the totals of both the sides. Whichever side total is greater, that will be written on both sides of the trading account. Now in this case, the debit side of the trading account is greater. The total amount is rupees 32,900, and this total of credit side is rupees 30,200. Since it is a lesser than this total, it will not be written. Only the greater side total will be written on both sides, 32,900. Now since the debit side, that is the expenses side, is greater than the income side of trading account, there will be a gross loss. So here we write by gross loss carried down. So that amount comes to 32,900 minus 30,200. So that comes to rupees 2,700 is the gross loss. Now this gross loss will be taken to the debit side of profit and loss account. That same amount, this amount will come to the debit side of profit and loss account. To gross loss brought down. So here we call it as carried down, and here we call it as brought down. So this same amount will be brought down here to profit and loss account, 2,700. Now we have found out the gross loss. Now we'll see what is the gross profit or gross loss. Now here on the credit side we don't have any income. That means only debit side items are there which are all expenses. It means there will be a net loss. So we take the total of the debit side, the total of these items, that comes to rupees 4,800. This side there is no amount, so whatever total we get for the debit side, that same amount will be written on the credit side also, rupees 4,800. And here we call it as by net loss taken to capital account. Whether there is a net profit or net loss, it belongs to the owner, and the owner's account is represented by the capital account in the balance sheet. So if there is a net profit, it will be added to the capital account. If there is a net loss, it will be deducted from the capital. Now here in this case there is a net loss, so this amount will be deducted from the capital account in the balance sheet. So this amount is rupees 4,800. Now once we have taken this net profit, net loss, the next task what we had to do is go to the capital account in the balance sheet. Now since there is a net loss over here, we will deduct it from here. If it would be a net profit, we would have added it here. Now there is a net loss less net loss. minus 4,800. Bring the amount in the inner column only, 15,200. Now one item that was left in the trial balance, it was drawings. So drawings are the amount withdrawn by the proprietor for his private use. So that should not be shown as a business expense. It should be deducted from the proprietor's investment. So from here we will deduct the amount of drawings less drawings. So the amount of drawings is rupees 1800. Now we can take the balance of capital account to the outer column, rupees 13,400. Now we have finished with all the adjustments. Everything is over. The last thing what we need to do is we need to check whether the balance sheet tallies. That means the liability side total of the balance sheet and asset side total of the balance sheet should exactly match. There should not be any difference. So we take the total of the balance sheet. The total of the balance sheet is rupees 16,300. Liability side is 16,300 and the total of asset side 3,000 plus 5,400 plus 6,300 plus 1,200 plus 400. Now this amount also comes to rupees 16,300. That means the balance sheet has tallied. The example that we have solved is 100% correct. Okay, thank you.